Welcome fans of Prog, Brent back with you to do another quick album review. Today's review is going to be on the new Lazleitt album, Perpetually Under Idle Grounds. Does it match up to his previous work on the brink? Let's find out. Lazleitt is the creation of a multi-instrumentalist and vocalist, Alex Lazcano. This is the second full-blown project under the Lazleitt moniker, entitled Perpetually Under Idle Grounds, and it follows 2018's On the Brink. Joining Alex this time on this album is Eric Gillette, who was also on the Brink. But this time Eric Gillette plays the drums and handles some of the guitar breaks. As well as on the first album, he also mixed and mastered this album. It also features Liz Tapia of Dark Beauty on vocals. Check her out. From the Swan Chorus, we have a gentleman by the name of David Knowles, and that's another group you guys need to check out too. Their debut album it's fantastic. If you like Genesis, you'll definitely enjoy it. And rounding out the group on the album is musician Carlos Hernandez, who is part of the Tree of Life project on lead guitar. And I also think Eric Gillette is something to do with that group too. Alright, let's talk about the music here. The album starts with a very short, dark, eerie, and sinister prelude. And I'm going to show you the album cover right here. And it really sets up the scene when you look at this picture and you listen to that short little prelude. Wow, does it ever take you there? Now, getting into the first major song, it is a 21-minute epic called Furtive Shelter. And it is the definite highlight of this album. Indeed, it's filled with numerous instrumental passages with some great vocal work by both Liz and Alex. All the strong points of the album are on this song, and there's loads of them. There's too many to mention, but this song is, you think of all the, the big epics of the past, Supper's Ready, Close to the Edge. Well, I could name a whole bunch, but this one I would put up there in that category as well. Following the epic A Furtive Shelter, we have a song called Gallows Hill Dossier 1, Grace Sherwood. This is one of the most interesting tracks on the album. It has some appealing changes that keep things notably edgy throughout the song, and it has the most boisterous Geddy Lee, Chris Squire bass line that absolutely fills the room. Following Gallows Hill Dossier 1, Grace Sherwood, we have the fourth track, which is called Gallows Hill Dossier 2, Bridget Bishop. This ambitious piece boldly lays the band's abilities and credentials on the table. It is by turns eccentric, serious, challenging, and accessible, as well as melodic, kind of all at the same time. This is one song that really kind of struck me right off the first listen. It was just, I had so much enjoyed it. The rest of the album I found took a little time to grow on me. Now we have the closing track, which is called The Owl and the Blue Rose, and it is based on the TV show Twin Peaks. This is a definite another highlight of the album. I however find it slightly repetitive, but nonetheless, it's still a great song and a great finish to the album. My final thoughts on the album, I don't have any really big criticisms other than a couple maybe more of a personal thing to me. This album, for some reason, took me, I'm going to say, between 15 and 20 listens to fully appreciate. That might turn some listeners off, not be able to get it after the first 2 or 3 listens. I know some reviewers only get a chance to listen to an album maybe a handful, half a dozen times, and to me, you can't necessarily do that. That is one of the reasons I take forever to get reviews out, is I absolutely just indulge myself, or I review stuff that I know well. Having said that, to me, this means that an album that you have to listen to so many times to fully appreciate is going to have a very high replay value from years to come. And I know this album, much like his debut album, is like that also. In final thoughts, again, this is an outstanding, well-articulated album, full of enjoyable music, which again to me raises the progressive standard even higher from his debut album On the Brink. This is definitely a top score, well-crafted album all around. I'm going to give it a rating of 92%. Alex, it's been a pleasure listening to your music again. And the cover on this album, like I said earlier, wow, it's just, it fits the music and the themes and the feeling of the whole album immensely. Support these guys and everybody else that I mentioned earlier. Good night. Take care. We'll see each other soon.